You're listening to the Traffic and Conversion Show. I'm your host, Michelle Fernandez. So, you started a business to make a real impact, but are you really? Are you making as big of an impact as you thought you could be? Or did I just put the question in your head? Could you be making a bigger impact? Well, today I am sharing how to get your customers the transformation that they signed up for. So, stay tuned. Welcome back to the show. One thing that we know for sure is that selling the product or our service isn't just about the transaction, it's all about the transformation. So, your customers come to you with the hope, right? These hopes and dreams of change, improvement, or relief in their lives or their business because you made them a promise. And the key to delivering on that promise is building communities. Now, why are communities so powerful? Well, they provide a platform not just for engagement with tools and strategies, but for sharing success stories, challenges, and innovative ideas, really making them feel as if they are not on this journey alone. So imagine a community where marketers could come together to discuss the nuances of a highly converting funnel, share split test results, sharing what is working for them and what is not, right? Offering feedback on maybe their landing pages or their offers. Like, what do you think would work? Are you a mom and with children and trying to homeschool? I don't know. Would you be open to this or would you sign up for this, right? This collaborative environment doesn't just enrich each member's knowledge, it really fosters a deep connection with your brand and with you as this facilitator of growth. So, how about this? A software company that's specializing in funnel building, right? So rather than merely selling the subscriptions to their software platform, they're actually creating an exclusive online community for their users. And then inside this community, members could access not only tutorials and guides, but also enter into discussions on strategy, share case studies, and receive feedback from their peers and other experts alike. This kind of interaction really brings the software to life, right? Transforming it from just a simple tool, or maybe not so simple tool, but just from a tool into a crucial part of the member's marketing journey. So, what could that look like for you? I know I just gave you two of my examples, but what can that look like for you? And how cool would it be when we're talking about? My job is always to be looking at increasing your bottom line and ways to really generate either more revenue to save you money, to make you more money. And when we're looking at retention and reducing our churn rate, or I should say, increasing the people to stay in, this is a great way for them to stay in longer because it's almost like they end up coming for the community. Okay. So building a community isn't just about having a space for your customers to interact. It's about providing continuous value, continuous inspiration, and continuous engagement. So this does mean regular check-ins, exclusive content, maybe some Q&A sessions, and perhaps most importantly is that you showing up as not only the face of the brand, but your expertise, showing that you are the authority and or you are the connector, you are the go-to for any resources or whatever that they're looking for. So your involvement shows your commitment to their transformation, not just your bottom line, not just what's in it for you, right? I know that back in the day, when I first started in here, I was in a coaching program, a group coaching program, and we were actually at an in person retreat. And we were just talking about some of our experiences, other programs that we've gone through, other funnels that we went through. And one of my business besties at the time was telling me, hey, I signed up for such and such program. I honestly don't remember what it was. And I bought it through this one particular girl that was selling it as an affiliate. I think it was. Don't quote me on this exactly, but it was along these lines. And she's like, she was reaching out to me and emailing me and texting me and Facebook messaging and all the things. And once I bought, she ghosted me. She didn't, like, I would text her back and say, hey, I got it. Like, what do just continuing on with the conversation. And she just left because with that person, literally the sale ended in that transaction. There was no transformation. Even though it was not her program, she was still the introduction here. And so if someone is buying from you as an affiliate, let's even say, for something else, they're still buying it because of you. They have that connection, that relationship, and everything with you. And they're really looking to you as the one being that the influencer, right? So did this woman ever buy from her again? No way. Okay, so I know this is a little separate than communities, but I want you to be thinking of this as a big picture and what kind of business owner, coach, course creator, whatever it is that you want to be. Okay, because I want you to think beyond the transaction. So, how can you start building your community? Well, to foster a community that truly resonates with your audience, start with really diving deep into their pains, their struggles, their dreams, their desires. What outcomes do they want? What fears do they have? We really want to be looking at that because as a marketer and a funnel builder, because I hope you're a funnel builder, this might mean recognizing their hunger for these cutting edge strategies, right? So, or tools. This is like for me, like let's just say what I'm looking to build for the community, or like tools for increasing their conversion rates, or solutions to these common pitfalls when it comes to executing or deploying your marketing campaigns, right? So what does that look like for you? What are you looking in your niche, right? For you to recognize those pain, struggles, dreams, and desires for your audience. So you can conduct surveys, you can hang out in forums where they're already active or engage in some social listening. So this step ensures that your community becomes that go to resource for their solutions that they actually need. So, for example, if your audience struggles with creating these highly converting landing pages, you could focus your community's content and discussions on overcoming this challenge. So, again, what does this look like for you? Then, once you understand your audience's needs, the next step is to create an environment that actually fosters the engagement. So choose platforms that your target audience frequents, right? For many of us, this could be a Facebook group or maybe even a dedicated Slack channel that allows for more segmented, topic specific conversations, or even with your own community, right? Optima Funnels has an amazing community platform where you can create different channels. Like maybe one is introductions, and here's where you share your wins. Here's where you can ask questions. Here's a discussion, right? All the things, and you can set it custom to how you want it to be. Now, the key here is to create a space that is not only informative, but also is welcoming and really inclusive, right? Encouraging members to share their experiences and advice. Basically, we want to make it a very safe space for them to come in. And I will just add in here is that you also want to make it a place where there's no copycatting. Because I have been in those where it's like, hey, wait a minute, your Facebook banner looks exactly like mine, is literally maybe has your face instead of my face, but it's using all the same copy, right? So we don't want to we want to make sure as the facilitator or the host of these communities that we're being a good steward and we are making our community members feeling that safety, right? Feeling that you were going to stand up in the group and say, hey, we're not going to allow this anymore, right? What are those rules, if you will, that you allow people to come in and stick with it? Okay. So, how do you, within this group setting, facilitate these wins? Facilitate them staying in longer, facilitate them actually going through whatever they need to go through, right? So, an idea could be is to hold challenges within there. So, let's say your group is about building your list, okay? So, maybe you're like, okay, this week we are going to do blah, blah, blah to then build your list by 100 people, whatever that challenge is. And then you give them something to do every single day that week, or maybe one thing a week. And then this month, we are going to be focused on this. And here's what we're going to do. That could be a challenge to help them get that outcome, to help them build momentum, to help them get a transformation, right? Definitely celebrate the wins. Definitely highlight your members, right? Because a lot of times people feel like, oh, I got to give them something money. I got to give them this gift card, or I got to give them a t shirt or sweatshirt or something like that. A lot of times it's just being acknowledged for all the hard work. Acknowledge that, yes, oh my gosh, what? Because a lot of times we sit there and we think we haven't made it far, but think how cool it would be if somebody actually built their list to 100, to 500, to 1,000 people, what that looks like. And then ask them, hey, how did you do it? What made you actually take these actions and implement? Because there's a lot of people who get stuck in their own, can I do this? And their own limiting beliefs that they're not being able to push forward. But by you highlighting these case studies within the community, you're just inspiring everyone. Okay. So when you're doing this, you want to provide both beginners and seasoned professionals with these valuable learning opportunities and really reasons to engage regularly. Then we're talking about engagement, right? So active engagement from you and or your team is vital to keep the community lively and growing, right? So again, this could be hosting live Q&As or office hours, right? Or offering exclusive webinars or sharing a behind the scenes look at a successful marketing campaign, right? The goal is not only to provide value, but to also show that you are invested in their success. Engagement also means responding to posts, celebrating with them, right? Celebrating their achievements and facilitating discussions that allow members to share their insights. And remember, a community thrives on this two-way communication. So your active participation really encourages members to contribute more actively. And if you're like, wait a minute, I don't necessarily want to do a whole like live thing and go on camera, or the group that I'm in doesn't let me, the community I have doesn't let me go live, you can do it all in the chat, right? You can do it like, hey, I'm going to be in here for the next 2 hours or the next 30 minutes, whatever that looks like for you, and say, so ask me anything and I will get to as many questions as I can within this time frame. And then I will get to the rest of them, whatever I didn't get to, by the end of the week or in the next 48 hours, whatever that looks like for you. And then think about how many people are going to go in and all be asking their questions, right? Then talk about a spike in engagement that you can really say, like, hey, she's showing up. It doesn't always have to be live as we know it, like hitting that go live button. It could actually just be that you are live and interacting. Okay. Building a community is about more than just sharing knowledge. It's really about creating these connections and building relationships. So relate to your members by sharing your own experiences, your own struggles, and your own successes. This vulnerability not only humanizes you and your brand, but it also encourages other members to open up about their own journeys, really fostering this sense of connection and mutual support. Share stories of how specific strategies or tools change the game for you, right? Or discuss a recent challenge and how you overcame it. Because no matter where you are in your journey, there is that next level devil, that next challenge that you yourself are getting to. And it just sometimes I know for me, I look at my coaches and I look at them like, oh, they never have to deal with this, or oh, they probably dealt with that years ago and not now. And when they share something, and or some of my clients that I see behind the scenes, I'm like, oh, they're just literally just like me because I went through that before, or I'm currently going this, and theirs is just on a bigger scale, right? And they're able to watch you and how quickly you move things or how quickly you make decisions and implement something and take action, which of course encourages them to do the same. Okay. So when members see you as a peer or a peer who faces similar challenges, they're more likely to engage deeply within the community. So by focusing on these key aspects, you create not only just a community, but a shared journey of growth and success in your world. So, your role as a participant in this journey makes your community like an invaluable part of your members' lives. Literally, like you are changing lives. So, building communities is not just a quick fix, but it's really a long term strategy that can transform your business from either a service provider or just a coach to really a life changing platform. It's all about creating a movement and leading your customers not to just your product, but through a journey of transformation. And I am telling you, they will forever be grateful for you. This is when they become these raving fans and shout you out for the rooftops and really just never want to leave. So your customer lifetime value will increase over time. And it feels so good, even for you as a business owner, to be able to say, hey, I built this community. And I remember when I was first starting with this idea. And then now look at all these people who are actually getting the outcome that they deserve, right? Because I was there with them all along the way. So take the leap, build your community, and not watch not just your business, but your customers' lives change for the better. Thank you so much. I hope you found this insightful and inspiring. I really hope that you do a community in whatever way works for you. And don't just think about old school community, like does it have to be Facebook group? Does anybody go on Facebook group anymore? What could this look like for you and your way of working that it can fit into your schedule and really make it work? Because it can be definitely business changing and life changing for everybody else, which I already said. I know. So if you want to check out Optima Funnels to see what all the hype is about, head over to optimafunnels.com and watch the demo because the community inside there is pretty dang cool. You can do either a free one or a paid one, and you can actually even put your course inside there. Way cool. All right. I appreciate you so much for being here with me today. Until next time, keep building, keep transforming, and let's grow your business together.